I'm Sam.
Hi, I'm Ketti.
And we are the Lotus in Life. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to our sessions that we do every couple of weeks. Today's session is about embracing the Gohonzon is itself observing one's own mind. So today we're primarily going to be talking about Cahonzon. This material source is actually from soccerglobal.org. So that's the source of the material. So before I begin, is there anything you'd like to say, Ketti?
I just want to say that I think it's in line with the mystic law. It's perfect timing that I'm hoping to get my Gohonzon soon as well. So lucky to be doing this episode.
Big hand for Ketti, yay! That's fantastic. Okay, great. All right, so we'll begin, yeah? Mm-hmm. All right. So the purpose of Buddhist practice is to establish in this lifetime the state of a Buddha, a life condition of absolute happiness unaffected by changes in one's circumstances and surroundings. It was for this purpose that Nichiren Daishonin inscribed the Gohonzon, or object of devotion, thereby establishing the way for everyone to open and reveal within their own lives the world of Buddhahood, to win in their daily affairs and to become victors in life. An object of devotion or worship is that which is revered most highly in any religious tradition. As some of you might know out there that were practicing another religion beforehand, in the Jewish religion, they have the kippah and the Torah, which is the sacred law. In the Catholic tradition, there is the sacred blessings, and I'm not that age. Do you know anything about the Catholic?
No.
Okay, sorry. And anyway, every religion has their own objects of worship and own way of praying. Mm-hmm. So in Buddhism, the Buddhism that we practice, the object of devotion fundamental to the faith of Soka Gakkai members is the Gohonzon of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, which was established by Nichiren Daishonin.
And it's lucky we have the Butsudan, which houses the Gohonzon, in our background today.
Yep, absolutely. There it is. Okay. So, Nichiren Daishonin taught and directly expressed the law that constitutes the fundamental cause for attaining enlightenment as Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. The mystic law, which is the cause or seed of Buddhahood, is essentially inherent in the lives of all living beings. This innate cause is also known as the Buddha nature, or the world of Buddhahood. The Daishonin states, this is from one of the Goshos that we study from time to time, when we revere Myoho Renge Kyo inherent in our own life as the object of devotion, the Buddha nature within us is summoned forth and manifested by our chanting of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. This is what is meant by Buddha. To illustrate, when a caged bird sings, birds who are flying in the sky are thereby summoned and gather round. And when the birds flying in the sky gather around, the bird in the cage strives to get out. He's such a great storyteller, isn't he?
It is.
I love the way he tells his stories. When with our mouths we chant the mystic law, our Buddha nature being summoned will invariably emerge. The Buddha nature of Brahma and Chakra being called will protect us, and the Buddha nature of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas being summoned will rejoice. So Nam-myoho Renge Kyo is the name of the world of Buddhahood inherent in one's own life and in all things. When one believes in the Gohonzon and chants Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, one awakens and summons the world of Buddhahood within one's life. And further, one calls forth the world of Buddhahood from within all things in the universe. In other words, one opens up the limitless potential of one's own life and activates the functions of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and heavenly beings. Get my mouth around that one. And heavenly beings, that is, the protective forces in one's environment. So to continue, excuse me a second, I lost my place. Okay, there it is. So to continue, the Daishonin says, another quote from the Gosho, I, Nichiren, have inscribed my life in Sumi ink, so believe in the Gohonzon with your whole heart. The Buddha's will is the Lotus Sutra, but the soul of Nichiren is nothing other than Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Down the center of the Gohonzon are inscribed the words Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nichiren. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo is the fundamental law for attaining enlightenment, and Nichiren Daishonin, who revealed and taught the law for all people, is none other than the Buddha of the latter day of the law. When people believe in and pray to the Gohonzon, they can immediately observe the world of Buddhahood inherent in their lives, just as the Daishonin did. Nichiren Daishonin delved deeply into the Lotus Sutra, which teaches that all people are endowed with the world of Buddhahood, and found in its depths the fundamental law for attaining Buddhahood. He revealed that law directly as Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, and established the Gohonzon as its concrete expression in order to assist people in their practice for attaining Buddhahood. The Gohonzon, in this sense, can be viewed as a clear mirror that reflects the world of Buddhahood with our ordinary people and allows them to observe it and bring it forth. And now we come to a thing called the ceremony in the air, which was depicted in the Lotus Sutra. So Nichiren Daishonin inscribed the Gohonzon as a mandala depicting in written characters the ceremony in the air described in the Lotus Sutra. The ceremony begins in the emergence of the treasure tower. Begins in the emergence of the treasure tower. The 11th chapter of the sutra, with the appearance of the treasure tower of the Buddha named Many Treasures, and the entire assembly being suspended in the air. It ends in the entrustment, or the 22nd chapter, with the closing of the doors of the treasure tower. The core elements of this ceremony are as follows. Shakyamuni, having revealed his true identity as the eternal Buddha, entrusts to the bodhisattvas of the earth, his eternal disciples, whom he has summoned from beneath the earth, the task of spreading the Lotus Sutra in the evil age after his passing, in order to save the people of that age from suffering and lead them to happiness. So I'm going to hand over to Ketti to carry on the next part, but before I do that, I just thought perhaps, seeing as we've been talking about Gohonzon, how has the Gohonzon affected you? Or how have you benefited? How have you benefited from chanting to the Gohonzon, Ketti?
That's pretty funny because I was going to ask you the same thing. So looks like we're in the same mind. I guess I'm still young in my practice, but I definitely can see the difference of chanting with a Gohonzon compared to without. Is because I moved out not long ago, so I don't have a Gohonzon, and it's just a source of comfort when I chant to the Gohonzon. When I feel sad or stressed, I go, now one of the first things that I do is, when I don't know what to do, is go to the Gohonzon, and it sort of provides comfort, wisdom as well while I'm chanting, just to calm down and remember. And one thing that you've told me, Sam, which was really, really good that I've kept going with me, is when you chant, talk to the Gohonzon as if they were your mum or your friend. So I'd be chanting.
For a second, that actually came from Daisaku Keita. I passed it on purpose now.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No, of course. Because I had to figure out sort of what the best way for chanting was for me in front of the Gohonzon, and I really like that, where I would chant to the Gohonzon and ask why am I putting my happiness on other people, and how can I change this? And even though I didn't get a direct answer, I felt different. I felt more empowered, and it's funny that every time I always forget that we are responsible for our own lives, and when I chant to the Gohonzon, it makes me remember. So I think that's important to chant every day, to start off in a good way, to be grateful, and to just set your direction for the day. So that's my experiences with the Gohonzon.
That's wonderful. That's great.
What about you, Sam?
Okay, my experience of my benefit of having Gohonzon. I've been practicing this Buddhism now for 38 years, and I would have to say, fundamentally for me, the most important part of my practice is trusting the Gohonzon, because I know my 9 other states of life. I know the other 9 worlds that I inherit, as well as the lower 3 worlds, and I know that every time I chant, I'm actually elevating my life condition, and I know that I'll always experience hell, I'll always experience anger, I'll always experience all of those 10 life states, including Buddhahood. But I know that when I infiltrate Nam-myoho Renge Kyo consistently every day in my life, I'm going to get benefit. And the benefit that I experience these days is not so much material benefit or actual proof. It's more the inconspicuous benefit. I can feel it now, and especially maybe the last 5 years, that I'm now more confident than I was before. I have more courage. I have more determination. So I'm so grateful for having this Cahonzon in my life. I'm sure what Ketti and I have just said would cause you to reflect also on your feelings towards Gohonzon as well. So now, Ketti, if you'd like to carry on with your part, that would be
Yes, great. Of course. So it actually does cover some of the stuff we said. So it goes, a key element for attaining Buddhahood taught in the Lotus Sutra is to make people aware that the world of Buddhahood is inherent in their own lives, and to enable them to unlock and bring forth that world of Buddhahood from within. The Daishonin made the use of the motive of the treasure tower, which is central to the Lotus Sutra's ceremony in the air that Sam mentioned, clarifying that the treasure tower represents the very life of those who believe in the mystic law. Daishonin teaches that Shakyamuni and many treasures, as they appear in the ceremony in the air, represent the world of Buddhahood inherent in all living beings, and that the bodhisattvas of the earth, led by bodhisattva superior practices and others, indicate the world of bodhisattvas also innate within all people. The Daishonin expressed his enlightenment in the Gohonzon, which he called a mandala. So this Sanskrit word refers to a depiction of the Buddha and those who have gathered to hear him preach, and is also interpreted as meaning, quote, perfectly endowed, or, quote, clusters of blessings. So in essence, the Gohonzon is the mandala that is fully endowed with the 10 worlds, like Sam said. So the Gohonzon represents the life state of the Buddha, which is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo itself, eternally endowed with all of the 10 worlds, as well as the superior attributes inherent in each of those worlds. When people believe in this Gohonzon and base their lives on it, aware that they themselves are Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, they can freely and fully display the dignified and unique attributes of each of the 10 worlds inherent in their lives. The Gohonzon, which expresses the principles of their mutual possession, that life in any of the 10 worlds is endowed with all of the 10 worlds. This means that a living being in any of the 10 worlds can, through encountering the right conditions or influences, manifest the world of Buddhahood and become a Buddha. The mutual possessions of the 10 worlds is core to the doctrine of the 3,000 realms in a single moment, so Ichinen Sanzen that we've covered before, if you haven't seen it yet, which crystallizes and explains, for the purpose of putting it into practice, the philosophy that all people are capable of attaining Buddhahood. It explains that people innately possess the essential cause for attaining enlightenment, and makes it conceptually clear that all people have the potential to become Buddhas. The Gohonzon, in which the Daishonin directly revealed his life state of Buddhahood, a state that he had brought forth from within as an ordinary person, it is a concrete expression of the principle of the 3,000 realms in a single moment of life. The Gohonzon is therefore referred to as the actual 3,000 realms in a single moment of life, rather than just the theory that Tiantai brought forward. So its point is to spread faith in the Gohonzon is to spread faith in the Lotus Sutra, which opens the way for Kosen Rufu, the widespread propagation of the mystic law. So meditation is a central element of Buddhist practice, which means to focus one's mind on cultivating and bringing forth wisdom. In particular, it means to observe one's own life or mind based upon the principles taught in the Buddhist scriptures. Observing the mind is a practice carried out in order to attain Buddhahood. Tiantai taught the practice of observing the mind as a means for awakening to the reality that life at each moment is endowed with 3,000 realms or all phenomena. However, in contrast, Nichiren Daishonin studied and searched for a way of Buddhist practice that would be accessible to everyone and make it possible for anyone to attain Buddhahood. This search culminated his teaching the practice of Nam-myoho-renge-kyo with faith in the Gohonzon as a way for all people to achieve genuine happiness. So those who believe in and pray to the Gohonzon are able to observe the 10 worlds operating in their own lives. Prior to the Daishonin revealing his teaching, the practice for attaining Buddhahood was based on observation of the mind. But in Nichiren Buddhism, it is accomplished through faith in and practice to the Gohonzon. That is the teaching that embracing the Gohonzon itself is observing one's own mind, like Sam said. So all of the vast number of practices or causes that Shakyamuni carried out and which enabled him to attain Buddhahood and the benefits and virtues or effects he attained as a result of those practices are encompassed within the seed of Buddhahood, the 5 characters of Myoho-renge-kyo, that is, in Nam-myoho-renge-kyo. Having expressed Nam-myoho-renge-kyo in the form of a mandala, that is a Gohonzon, or an object of devotion for Buddhist practice, the Daishonin is saying in this above passage that when ordinary people of the latter day of the law embrace this Gohonzon, they will be able to obtain themselves the benefits of all causes and the effects of all the practices carried out by the Buddha.
Wow. That is an incredible piece.
Isn't it interesting? You chose a good one, Sam.
That was, really, really good. We hope you got a lot out of that as well today, as much as we did. So, I suppose we have a surprise for the next session because we're not sure ourselves yet what it is. We'll discuss it after we finish this video, what we'll be talking about in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed this presentation today, and
I definitely did as well.
And looking forward to the next one. So I'm Sam.
I'm Ketti. And we are the Lotus in Life.
See ya.
Bye.